Hi guys, it's Matt Lemke with Your Gamer Goggles, and I'm here with
Julie. Hello.
Greenbrier Games Girl.
Woman.
Okay, woman.
Girl, that ship has sailed.
That's one of the things I love about
Years
Julie.
ago.
She's quirky, and we always have a good interview. And we're gonna get caught up from whatever she knows, which is mostly. Well, we're gonna start with.
What do you want to start?
BarBearian.
BarBearian Battlegrounds? Is that what you want to start?
We're going to start with BarBearian Battlegrounds.
Okay, we can start with that. So this is our game that's coming out to retail, direct to retail. No Kickstarter. July 25th. It should be in stores.
That's a sign of maturity. No Kickstarter is
no
a sign
Kickstarter.
of maturity.
Yep, we're getting there. So that's actually our big big
promoted
move.
too.
I did get promoted. I got promoted to doing the same thing I always do, but with a better title. It's
What do you
great.
still teach?
No. I'm full-time Greenbrier Games.
Yep. So she really got promoted.
Mm-hmm. You've known me since I taught. Oh, it has been years.
I
haven't taught for a while now.
I haven't. Let's see. My first Greenbrier Games interview was in 2011 when Ricky visited Con on the Cob.
Yeah.
And then I believe I saw you in 2012.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
that's why you said that one comment on Facebook. One of my students came up to me and said you were my favorite student. Past tense. Now I know.
Yep.
This looks kind of like a bluffing game.
Yeah, so everybody rolls at the same time. I actually might have an open copy. What's that?
We get to see pieces. Pieces are
bits.
good.
So you have your simultaneous dice roll.
We were just doing that in my game.
Where
Do the colors mean something different?
Yes, because there's 4 different play areas, so depending on which character, so you could be.
Oh, so they're color coded
the
by
red bear.
player.
Yep. So
Sweet.
the red bear.
Red bear gets red dice.
Red dice. Blue gets blue. Yellow gets yellow. Green gets green. And then the black ones are mercenaries. So you can, for 2 honey, you can. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. So what you do is a simultaneous dice roll, and then you hide it behind your screen, and it's a worker placement. So.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Right. So it's not just.
I like those.
There's a bit of randomization of the dice, which, because that's what dice do, but that's Walter's thing, is that he doesn't like the swinginess of just dice roll. He likes a little bit of luck because that makes variety is the spice of life, but he then likes to mitigate it. So what we do is you have your worker placement where 1, 2, or 3 gets you more honey, 4, 5, or 6 gets you more ore, and then the 1 through 6 in the middle gets you, your shaman gets you magic, faith, inspiration type of the thing.
Cool.
And then you can use those.
And it's a honey bear shaman.
It is a honey bear shaman. All hail the golden honey. Yes.
The rock is cracking and glowing from within. I know where the honey's at.
Right. So you can either attack the other players for their resources and their glory, which is a little capture the flag token.
Cool.
Or you can use your resources to get yourself more bears. Like I said, get yourself a mercenary that you can roll an extra die for 1 round. So it's pretty simple in the sense that you can just roll and place your dice and then gather your resources and eventually get yourself to the 7 victory points. But then there's also cards that add a little bit of depth to it so that there are different win conditions or modifying your engine.
It's fast. It's 20-minute playtime. That's nice.
Yep. So
I'm really becoming a fan of quickie games.
Yeah. We play tested it. My 7-year-old nephew, I play tested it, and he is not a huge fan of the cards because the reading and interpreting the rules is a little tough for him because it's supposed to be secret. But he's okay with just playing with just the dice and the movement and the bits and pieces. But other than that, like his 11-year-old brother and sister were A-okay with all of it, and that was easy for them to do. And then also, at the bar with drunk people, they also enjoy playing it. So.
Oh yeah, this would definitely be a good bar game.
Yep. So we've
anything that
tested
involves
it everywhere.
Rolling dice and dexterity at a bar is fun. Anything that involves rolling dice and bluffing at all, or hidden movement, or anything like that, is fun at the bar.
So that's our game that is coming out. Our first direct to retail. Absolutely no Kickstarter, but not our last.
That's good.
You
guys have been the last couple of years. You've been really blowing up. You just did Helios.
Helios Expanse.
Yeah, I want to always say Helios for some reason. Probably it's the Greek background I have.
Which was an interesting one because really we could have done it direct to retail. We just wanted to see, because it's so different than some of the games that we've done in the past. We do a lot more, like our easier games are much more like this, where there's still
Like Ninja Dice.
a little meat to it, right? Like Ninja. Well, this is the same in my mind of that weight. Different, totally different game. It's
Oh yeah,
cute,
totally
everything.
different.
But of that level of like it's easy, but there's still some meat on the bone.
Ninja Dice is cuter.
I'm not gonna fight that fight. That's.
It's got a little ninja square carrying case.
It's a plushie. It's a little ninja plushie,
So-
which is adorable. But this is also super stinking cute. And Ninja Dice does not have the veritable wealth of bad puns that this game has.
Oh, yeah.
They're
puns.
everywhere. They're everywhere.
I bet they are.
And then we're gonna have an expansion that comes out that adds 2 more players.
Okay, that is a red dot. I guess I need to start wearing my glasses. I wasn't sure we were recording.
We're just hanging out, what else. So yeah, that's Barbarian Battlegrounds, and that's our game that is the next one to come out.
This is available here for demo and purchase, or just demo?
Yes, we have some advanced copies for demo and purchase, just a small amount, but then otherwise retail next month, July 25th.
Okay,
In the
just
stores.
before Gen Con.
Just before Gen Con, so we'll have plenty at Gen Con. We will also have the retail copy of Folklore at Gen Con. Fingers crossed.
Wow, that hasn't made retail yet? That's neat. Wow. That's 4 years.
Well, 4 years since the Kickstarter started, yeah.
Yeah,
But that was
so-
the first Kickstarter, and that never went to retail. That was just
That was just for the
Kickstarter.
backers.
Yep.
Which I just did my unboxing on that, guys. So
The retail copies
I think I posted it.
are Sandy's and separate, and then we also added the Adventure Creation Kit, so
Oh,
that you
very
can
nice.
build your own campaigns. So that's
So Folklore, the base set, is going to retail. When does the expansion go to retail?
so the core. Which one?
The one that you sent me.
Dark Tales,
Yeah,
the big one.
Yeah, the big box. It's the same size as the base set.
So September will be Folklore in retail. October is Dark Tales.
Good timing.
And then it's winter and everybody will have their stuff, and you don't do a lot of purchasing except for Christmas. So instead of releasing all the other smaller expansions, I think we'll end up doing a couple of contests of creating your own stories, because the Adventure Creation Kit will also be out. So I want to see what other people are doing, our stories they're creating, because
Sweet.
I've written
And you recently told
so
me
many.
Folklore is exploding. What else is happening down that line?
Yeah, so we're gonna that's looking to next year, but next year, beginning of next year, we'll definitely be doing another Folklore 3, which will be a whole new series. So Twinfire Games has already outlined that, and they have looked even further than that. But the next one, I'm really excited. I'm not going to give any spoilers of plot and everything, but it takes us away from Cremel, which is the land that it's in. So we travel.
I couldn't remember if it was a city or a land.
Well, the world map
is
the land of Cremel is the world, which is a Europe-based, Northern
Yes.
Europe-ish based area, and we are going to be. Darkness has not been contained in the land of Cremel. It is still spreading, and so
Of course.
so do our heroes must travel
It wouldn't
elsewhere.
be horror if darkness was
And
contained.
so of course, if they travel, they're going to meet new heroes, and they're also going to meet some new
Rumor has it I'm
big
one.
bats. It's really that is news.
She didn't even know.
Amazing.
But not until they go to China, when I can be a monk. An American monk. I was a missionary.
I know that, but I'm trying to figure that into a plotline for
No,
Folklore.
in China, I was a missionary.
Yes.
And that's how I became a Shaolin monk. Actually, that was my nickname. I had a couple nicknames in high school. One was American Shaolin. I did not shave my head then. I do now, but I didn't then. All right. Any more goodies?
I mean, we have Grim Slingers Northern Territory.
Grim Slingers, that's the sequel. I haven't done hardly anything with Grim Slingers.
We have the core, but this is the expansion. I also have the core, but the expansion is out, and that has been
Seems heavier than the core.
on fire.
Yeah, I am really surprised at how well this.
Yeah, it's
took off
heavier
this.
because there's this much more story
Holy cow!
to play through. So the first game was, and you have your character paths and stuff like that. So in the core game, it was a linear co-op. In the core game, you had a linear story with the 4 chapters. In this, it is completely world building and exploring based on. Let me see if I can. It's this one. Nope, not this one. Not that deck. Maybe in here.
I can't remember the artist's name. Steven.
Gibson. He's not just the artist. He was the
designer too. And the art changed since I got the prototype, right? A little bit. Some of the cards.
For this.
Some of the layout I think changed. Like
right. It's in the core. So you have a world that is built on a full deck of cards. So you have a playing deck in the core game now.
Yeah. That's it.
But you also use those to randomize the map.
Yeah, I like the changes.
Yeah.
Grim Slingers is surprisingly cool, and what's really amazing is
But yes, it's also very pretty. And you have some of your characters, but you also have the additional specialty cards that give them special powers. So it's not just the flavor. So you have your cool characters, but you also have them with new abilities.
The color. Is the texture on the cards different than the original? It seems more like matte or softer. Like I think.
Than the original?
The original. Well, what you gave me was before it was printed.
I'd have to see it and feel it, because a lot of our cards do the linen finish. We didn't do that with these.
The eyes and stuff glowed more.
Yeah.
Seemed more vibrant. Whereas I think this fits the Western theme a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's dirty, like dust.
So you have that. You also have, you have new monsters.
I cannot believe all
like
these
that.
books. This is insane.
Oh,
these are nice.
Like this guy.
Achievement trackers are nice. I did not have this luxury. Oh, that guy's rad.
Yep. So you have some new.
The rainbow
monsters.
spider.
Yeah.
No puns, please.
So we have that here.
That's better. Hey, if I can't roll like an average of a 4.5 to a 5, it's not a good time. Ask Skip.
I see how it is.
Skip's off camera.
I see how it is.
Ask him.
Because saying disparaging things about my dice. We're gonna fight.
Well, it was probably made in China.
We're gonna fight.
Hey, a 5 and a 6. It's okay now.
All right. So what else?
A 4?
Taking this away from you.
I
You're
did
done.
roll that 4.
You're done. All right. So yeah, this is
Grim Slingers is pretty good.
that's the expansion. The core is
Oh, you
also
have
in
it?
there.
Oh, okay.
And the advanced duels, which is the 2-player PvP, but also unlike the original duels, it also has a mini co-op game in it as well. So it teaches you the core mechanics of the PvP base game, but also the co-op base game.
Sweet. Which is the version I like the co-op.
Yeah.
I played too much Magic, and playing it head-to-head was not nearly as cool as playing it with my children and watching them hurt their heads when things happen.
So yeah, that's what we got here, and of course, Dreams and Shadows, The Monster Within. What else did I bring? I brought all our greatest hits, Burger Up, Overseers.
I don't think I've ever played Burger Up.
Oh my, really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's so talking about like light, quick games.
I bought the last rendition of Zpocalypse, and because I get some stuff that I feel like I'm committed to do, I haven't even opened it yet. That's how bad I am.
Really?
And it's the one I want to play. It's the one where you're running
right.
away and you stab the guy in the knee.
I'm totally biased because I helped design it, but it's really good.
It's the way I want to play. It's a cutthroat zombie survival game.
Totally biased. I know that, but it's really good. We worked really hard on it. Walter did that. So when we talk about the dice, the mitigate, there's a lot of that as well. Because in the original game, it was that hit a 5 or a Z, and it's either yes, no. So you get a 1/3 chance of getting of succeeding, and the rest of the time, no. Instead, you create a dice pool, and then you use those as points, so that it mitigates that. Like, so even if it's all ones, if you get ones across the board, you can pool them together and at least get one hit in. Or
That's really
remove.
good improvement.
Yes. So that was Walter's, like, I would say he did a lot with the game. It was his biggest impactful contribution, and it was the one we probably fought the hardest, and it was also his, I feel like his company hazing introduction into Greenbrier games, because he was like, hey guys, I'm new and I'm all shiny and I like games and I'm a designer, and we were like, no, you can't do that. No. And he's like, but it's going to be better. And we're like, no, you can't do it. And he fought for it, and I'm so glad that he did. So it's an amazing mechanic, because you can roll this big wad of dice and still have the outset be terrible, but this time, even if the outset is terrible, you are still able to do things in the game.
I don't think dice
further the
pools
story.
have seen enough love in the industry.
No.
They really, I mean,
I didn't know, well, that's the thing, I fought it. I
want to sidetrack.
I fought it hard.
You fought it hard. I tell you what.
And I lost that fight, and I was mad, and then I get mad because I have to tell him he was right.
They work
all the time.
so well to make a game more cooperative too. And we can talk about that later, because it involves a different game and a different company. So.
Well, it can make it like, well, you know, but.
Oh, that was a shared pool though.
Right.
That's what I was getting at.
Right. And Zpocalypse is. It can be cooperative.
I wouldn't play the last one that way. The first version I would play that way.
You know, it's still cooperative, because, like, so instead of now each person goes out and scavenges separately, you're placing your survivors as
But I'm
resources.
still going to feed the zombies.
So you really want to play the expansion, because the
Yes.
Wasteland expansion is the Mad Max
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse. So that's actually lays out a lot more PvP rules, like, explicitly. We finally
Yeah, that's the one I want.
spent a lot of time
I mean,
being mean.
I'm the kind
in
of
that.
player
Yeah.
who, my family won't play Munchkin with me because they don't like the way I play.
It's funny. As I've gotten older, I don't know if I've mellowed so much as I spend a lot more time playing with kids, and therefore there's only so many times you can
Well, yeah. I mean,
watch a meltdown happen because somebody lost. Before
when
like,
you're playing
hey,
with kids,
co-op.
it's a totally different ballgame.
We're just co-oping.
But
So there's a lot less PvP in my life these days. It'll ramp back up once I get older, I'm sure. But yeah, there's way more co-op.
all right. Anything else?
Nothing to show. I think I have. So if you have time, I do have a copy of Helios Expanse, like one of the
Prototypes. I can get pictures.
And so if you want to see that, and I will
be
have
here, maybe?
our next Kickstarter, which is in September to October, will be Mr. Re, which is an asymmetrical card game that's coming out that I have spent a lot of time working on.
What was the name? This is not the game that's popping in my head, but the martial arts game, not Yashima.
Nope.
The cinematic one.
Nope.
No, it's totally gone,
Yep.
done. You didn't do second edition yet, like you were talking about?
No.
That's too bad.
So Mr. Re is based on the horror comic by Dirk Manning.
Oh no, I didn't mean in context with Mr. Re. I meant, are you still doing
No.
the second edition? Okay. That's too bad.
I'm changing the subject pointedly.
In other words, she's not allowed to talk about it.
Yes.
So,
Unsubtly,
back
I am
to-
now changing the subject back to the game that I'm excited about, Mr. Re.
Mr. Re.
Yes. So Dirk Manning created two different IPs with a bunch of different artists, super talented. Seth DeMuse, Dan Doherty. I'm gonna forget a bunch of names, but there were a ton of artists, and he did these two worlds that are overlapping, where basically every horror trope that exists is real. But everybody kind of doesn't talk about it. We try to keep that facade of the world is normal. But instead of the world is normal and there are vampires, or the world is normal and there are werewolves, like a lot of modern
I suppose
tropes,
if you lived there, it'd be normal.
it's the world is normal, but every horror trope is secretly real. So we're doing, he set up a whole series of the Nightmare World comics, which were 4 books with 13 short stories in them that are all in different time periods, but they all
Oh,
overlap.
wow. Cool.
And they weave together. Like you find little moments that you realize something that happened 200 years ago in a story is actually informed in a different short story, one of the other stories.
They all overlap.
They overlap.
And interweave.
It's amazing. It's really, really well thought out. Like he planned this. He had his long-term end game was quite impressive. And then Mr. Ree is specifically a almost film noir kind of dude who is a magician, but is more just trying to mitigate damage in the world and help people. But he's not very personable. I'm not sure he exactly knows why he helps people, because he doesn't particularly like them, but he's doing what he can to do the right thing. So that's his comic. We took both IPs and set it so that it's an asymmetrical card game where the one are the heroes and the many are the villains, which is totally informed by the comic itself. Because if you are playing the hero, the only way you can win is make it all 6 rounds without the villains. Like you're just trying to stop the villains from actually out and out winning.
Very cool.
The villains each have their own unique win set. So the art is amazing. The game was designed by Joshua Sprung, who did Yashimo.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's actually...
And I've been working on the project. This has been my baby for the last year and a half. So I'm super proud of it, and that'll be in Kickstarter in September. So that I will have a demo copy of. And then I will have What's for Dinner, which is our light quick play game by Kevin Nunn, which will be a direct-to-retail, no Kickstarter game. So that's going to be at the booth, but I don't have any of the copies here with me because they're probably still in the car. Because it's Wednesday.
I think she drove in this morning.
I did. No, I drove in last night, but it was
car.
late. Slept in the car.
I've done it.
If you're a con goer, we're kind of like carnies a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do. We travel from convention to convention. It's magical. It's magical, kids. It's a great life.
I've spoken with game designers who said, yeah, I'm going to Alliance Game Day. I'm going to sleep at Walmart.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? He's like...
No, I have a wonderful demoer, Jen, who will be at the booth helping out, who lives here in Columbus, and I stayed at her house, and because she's...
I don't know anybody else who's doing that.
Fantastic. No? Oh, you're doing it.
Otherwise, I wouldn't
really?
be here. I don't have the room for a hotel.
Fair, totally fair. Well, yeah, because it's packed. It's gotten big. This show has blown up.
Well, they moved the hall. That was huge.
Yeah.
It's almost back to where it was in early 2000. Almost.
Yep.
Which was it was a monster of a show back then. It's still smaller than Gen Con was, I think, back then. But I mean, I think at one point in time they were individuals. I think they had 25,000, like 2004-ish. And I think they're probably going to push that this year.
Yep.
There's a lot more exhibitors here this year than I think there has been in many, many years. So it's a good show already. Because I interviewed her first.
I'm the first. It's totally apparent because I'm sitting here in my grungy getting my booth ready.
That's what today's about.
Yep.
But anyway, I think that's it for now.
Cool.
Oh, hey, shameless self-promotion. I have to do a Kickstarter if I'm going to go do a Gen Con Blitz. I'm launching it whatever Tuesday is at 10 p.m. Bye, guys. Like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, sign up for my newsletter. That way I can actually talk to you more. Bye.